My name is Angie McMullen and I'm a third grade teacher. I'm in my 11th year of teaching at Waukee Elementary.
My name is John Owens. I teach 5th grade at Waukee Elementary.
I'm Wendy Reed and I am a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, I feel like several years ago we just, as teachers, needed to find a way to make this shift between teacher-directed decisions and moving more towards students taking ownership for themselves, specifically in academics and behavior. The more we started reading, that word leadership was always popping up to us. We kind of saw it everywhere, and we started hearing about this leadership thing that another Waukee school was getting into. So, as a building leadership team back then, we decided to offer a summer book study for The Leader in Me and started to dig into it a little bit. Started sending teachers on visits to other schools and other leadership days, and every single time came back super inspired. And so we kind of decided that that's where we needed to go, and we needed to pursue The Leader in Me.
We were given the opportunity for a summer book club, as we often are, and this one was based on the Leader in Me book. That raised a lot of excitement, and we started the training that following fall.
Well, we decided that we needed to go slow, so we pushed it that way. We just said go slow to go fast. We took an entire year to do our staff signature training to get familiar with the habits. During that first year of signature training, we did not have to implement with students, but lots of teachers were trying things. We were, reading the 7 Habits books or finding different lessons online that we could try, but we were not required to do anything with students at that time.
Well, my first year here was our first year that we were going through the training, and it was a lot of learning for myself and a lot of reflection on myself, and as I started a new career, kind of gave me some good principles to kind of base my philosophy on as far as teaching, and just kind of thinking about ways that I would want to introduce what I was learning to the students. So that was pretty much the first year.
We got to try different books and stories and activities. We had the opportunity to change things in our environment. We spent some time voluntarily coming in to paint the bathrooms, add some color, add some different quotes that would motivate students and staff, which brought us then to being a Leader in Me school.
We also then, at the end of that signature training, met as a Lighthouse team and kind of scoped out a 3-year plan and decided how we were going to start this with students the following year.
The first year was a lot of kind of learning taking what I learned and passing it on to the students, teaching them about the vocabulary, and just the language, and trying to get them just to start thinking a little differently.
I think that the biggest challenge was just making it part of your everyday language. We tried, there's many books that works with a lot of those things, but I think becoming just more natural in our verbiage, both with each other and with the students. From there, we saw that it was positive both for the staff and the students, and there was buy-in across the board. So we decided that the next logical step would be going for Leader in Me. From there, we just dug deeper, and we wanted to go with the Lighthouse status, meaning that we just wanted a deeper understanding. We did more with goal work. We did more with student goals and our goals, leadership books for the students, staff goals, and holding each other accountable, accountability partners, and really just taking it to a deeper level.
We always believed in the work that we were doing, and we knew that it was right for students. We believed in the principles. So when we had to make the decision if we were going to pursue Lighthouse status or not, it just felt right. We wanted to make sure everybody was on board with it. We were able to use the checklist that was provided for us as kind of a guide and to push us along and give us ideas and kind of give us perspective on where we needed to go.
The Lighthouse certification process was a team effort, And it really brought the whole staff together and realized that every person does play a large role in that. Whether you're the tech teacher or the principal or a classroom teacher, what you're doing really does matter. And also in that process, we, as a school, we realized that a lot of the things that we're already doing were what the Leader in Me was about. For example, our leadership notebooks at conferences was something that we were already doing. We just needed to kind of shift our paradigm a little bit and just add a couple more things as we went, and that was really about it. So it's kind of more affirmation of we're doing everything right, just documenting it and putting it all together and just making a few tweaks here and there.
When I look back to where we were 3 years ago, there's been a huge change in, students taking charge, students wanting to be involved, wanting to take on leadership roles, help plan, and make decisions for our school. So that's where we are. We have a great system for our teacher action teams in place, but I feel like the next step would be getting students more involved in those things that teachers are doing. We see a lot of that, but I feel like in general that's where we want to keep going. Another next step would be to keep reaching out towards our community and towards our families. There are some action teams that do great things trying to connect with the two, but we'd like to see even more involvement from those people.
As I reflect on where we've came from, where we are now is pretty remarkable. I see some of these students that are in my classroom, and I've known a lot of these students since my first year here. And just to watch them grow as individuals and to grow as leaders has really affirmed that what we are doing, what everybody in this building is doing, and in the community and at home is really playing a big part in their lives. And whether it's practicing public speaking or demonstrating abundance mentality and being happy for other people's successes, I think that sort of stuff, it doesn't just happen. I think it takes a whole community to make that sort of stuff happen. And as we move on in this process, I just envision more and more students and leaders in our building demonstrating those qualities.
I think we're really solid now. So I think that we continue with where we're at, but also continue to train new staff that come in, but also I want to be sure that we continue to dig into where we can. Once upon a time, I would have never thought that kindergartners could set goals. I wouldn't have thought that kindergartners would see themselves as leaders, not just in our classroom, but outside of our classroom. And it's amazing, given the ownership and that leadership role, how they can shine. So I would say that continuing to do the goal work and maybe digging deeper into not just in the classroom and saying the words, but living it in the hallways, living it at home, hearing the parents talk about it, hearing the community talk about it. I'd love to see more community involvement. But I think we're in a really good place, and I look forward to having it go further.
I have had the privilege of serving as the principal at Waukee Elementary for almost 10 years now, and this school has always been a really good place to be and a good place where things are happening for students daily that were positive. But I have to say that our journey towards becoming a Leader in Me school and then a Lighthouse school really has transformed our culture. I've had the opportunity to see students and staff members take risks and show their talents, find ways to serve, find ways to lead that I never could have imagined. That power of owning your learning and owning your journey really is something. We have had students take on opportunities that we would not have chosen for them. And the same is true for staff. I've seen staff members step up and take on leadership roles that I would not have necessarily, anticipated would be a passion area for them or an area of interest. And that truly has been amazing. This has been a team effort and definitely a journey that we are still on, but we have so much to be proud of. After becoming a Leader in Me school, we started to see increases in student achievement, definitely also a decrease in student behavior, office referrals, and so many other positives that have come out, increased connectedness within our school, with our families, and even those connections that we've made in the community. I really am proud to be a part of this great team and believe in the work that we're doing daily in the name of leadership.